Hey Planty people, thank you for clicking on this video. My name is Sonia and this is Majestical Plants. Today I'm sharing something really close to my heart, a story that weaves together my love for plants, my spiritual journey, and the beauty and pain of growth, loss, and new life. This is the second video of my monthly series where I reflect on God, His creation, and how plants have helped me find peace again. Genesis 1:11-12. God spoke the world into being, and when He made plants, He gave them the ability to grow, multiply, and sustain life. When I think about the creation story, plants stand out. They're not loud, but they show up. They root, reach for light, endure seasons, just like us. For me, this connection to the creation became more personal after I moved into my camper. I was alone for the first time in a long time. My children were grown with families of their own, and I had to leave a big chunk of my belongings behind. That solitude, it brought silence. But in that silence, I started to notice plants in a different way. I didn't go into it thinking it was spiritual. I just wanted a few things to take care for. But God was planting something in me, even when I didn't realize it. Some of my first camper plants were simple but full of life. My spider plant, a cheerful oxalis with purple leaves that dance in the light. My philodendron Brazil, with those bright streak of green, and my very first Hoya, my Hoya Crimson Princess. It started small, but soon I had over 30 plants packed into that tiny camper space. They sat in crates, baskets. Every nook was claimed by something growing. It looked chaotic to some, but to me it was sanctuary. There were nights I cried myself to sleep. I prayed for God to stop the pain. I didn't ask to return to the same situation I was in before. I just wanted peace, healing, a way forward. I didn't have answers, but I had quiet, I had space, and I had these leaves unfolding under the grow lights. Somehow, that was enough to keep me going. Psalms 34:18. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted. During that time, there was one constant, my dog Rayven. She was my friend, my comfort, the one I cried to when things weren't going well in my marriage. I only had her for a year, but her presence was deep. When I moved into the camper, I made a painful decision to leave her behind, not because I didn't love her, but because I did. The camper was too small, and I was gone at work most of the day. She had her brothers, her yard, and people who loved her. I didn't want to cage her or take her away from what she knew, so I left her where she could be free and cared for. But I missed her every single day. I knew she was being loved and looked for, but still, I missed our time. When I moved back home, I brought every single plant with me. They had grown during a painful season, but so had I. And Rayven, she had stayed. Through everything, she was still there, waiting, faithful, and a quiet presence in the place I had left behind. That moment reminded me how God's love is still that too, constant, waiting for us to come back, ready to welcome us home. In just another way, He spoke through His creation, not only in the leaves and roots, but in the loyalty of a dog who never gave up on me. Rayven stayed by my side through the hardest part of my life. And then, about a year after I returned home, She was bitten by a coral snake and passed. It was sudden. It was painful. But I am grateful we had a final season together. She was part of my healing, part of the return, a quiet witness to my growth. God knew I needed her, just like I needed my plants. And through her loyalty, I saw God's love, constant, comforting, and present. We buried her in the yard and planted a magnolia tree beside her grave. The tree stands as a reminder of her soul that loved unconditionally, quietly, and always. Isaiah 43:19. See, I am doing a new thing. After that season, something shifted. I moved back home. I had more space, more light, more room to grow in my plants and in myself. I didn't expect it, but I began to love my weekends again, not because I had plans or people around, but because I had my plants. Saturday mornings became sacred. I'll wake up thinking about what I wanted to water, repot, prune. I'll talk to them, observe them. There was joy in watching them push out new leaves or reaching towards the light I had just adjusted for them. Some of my plants are still with me from those early days. Others I lost along the way. But each one tells about the story of how God used creation to speak healing into my life. If you are walking through a season of loss, loneliness, or transition, I want you to know there is beauty still growing. God hasn't forgotten you. The same God who made the stars and the oceans also made tiny seeds that grow in silence. He made roots to go deep before a leaf ever unfurls. Thank you for letting me share this piece of my story. This is the second in my new monthly series where I reflect on God, His creation, and how plants helped me heal in a time that I was lost. If you missed the first reflection, it was all about how plants mirror the gift of God's creation. I'll link it below if you want to check it out. If this touched you or reminded you of something in your own journey, I'd love to hear in the comments. Don't forget to give it a like, share, and subscribe. And as always, take care, my friends, and I will see you in the next one. Have a majestical and blessed day.